Hi, so today for the mini interview we have Tero Karhu. Welcome.
Thank you. Hi.
Hello. So your history or your career, you've been a pro athlete in football and then a journalist. How did you become a keynote speaker?
I don't know. I was kind of sliding into speaking. I don't know. It happened like 5-6 years ago, and I was asked to have a presentation at university high school, and at the same time or a bit earlier, I bumped into few really good keynote speeches, and I thought that wow, there's a point. Yeah. And which was delivered really well. So when I had this presentation, I thought, okay, I'm gonna try create something on my own and talk about important things for me. And it started from there.
Do you remember what was your first topic you spoke about?
It was pretty much about my career, the transition from athlete to journalist, and about that.
So, talking about your career as a pro athlete, do you think, having been a pro athlete, that it prepared you for going on stage? Like perhaps with the aspect of presence, that, did it help you?
Yeah, I think it helped. There's a lot of similarities, being an athlete and speaking.
Maybe Can you elaborate on that?
I don't know, maybe the key points probably are to, getting prepared, when I'm having a keynote speech, it's like a football match to me.
Okay.
So I'm preparing the speech the whole day. I'm kind of having a breakfast and little workout, and it's kind of the mental side in a preparation that is the same in football and in keynote speaking. But also the training, because people might think that somebody is really talented speaker. It might be, but usually it needs a lot of work. Like professional football. Nobody's born to be a football player. Yeah. It needs a lot of practice. So I think preparation and practice, those are the key elements which are the same.
Wonderful. I love that. I love the comparison of a football match to doing a speech. So I know that you, in some area, you talk about not being afraid to mess up and you use your strengths. Do you have personal experience of a time when you messed up and how you overcame it?
Yeah, I have many of those things and a lot of experience. But I think when I face the conflict, I have a couple of tools which I try to use. The one is change my mindset a bit, look the event from the other angle, widen the perspective. That is really strong tool. And the other one is like inner speech, I'm really self-critical, and many times I notice that I'm really hard towards myself, and trying to change the inner speech, be more supportive.
Yeah. Be your biggest supporter. Trying to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that is important for me. And sometimes, actually, I try to write positive things down in the evening before I go to bed. Hey, Tero, it was really nice that you did the breakfast for everyone, or you did that thing really well, or it was really nice how you behaved, towards your friends, or something like that. And when you write those things down, they change your feeling a lot, and that is really powerful tool.
I think it's a great tool that a lot of people should implement.
Yeah.
Writing them down at the night. You also speak about you have to change your thinking when life changes, which you kind of just went into. What was the most difficult transition from being a professional athlete to becoming a journalist, for instance?
For me, the transition was pretty smooth, because I started studying while I was playing, and I also started working as a journalist while I was playing. So for me it was always important, while I was focusing totally to football, to have something else, because you might get injured, you might be on a bench. It's really good, and for me at least, it was really important to put my focus somewhere else at the time. So for me personally, it was pretty smooth, but it is a big change, you know, because you're creating your identity as a footballer, and suddenly you're not. So it's a big change, but for me it was pretty smooth, the transition.
It was smart, you did them both at the same time, so it wasn't like ending and starting something new.
Yeah, exactly. I'm quite curious person, so it worked for me, but I would suggest to every professional athlete that that it would be good to have some kind of a plan B, even though your finance is good or something like that, but to maybe find something else which interests you. It would be good.
Advice. Yeah. And then I watched one of your videos about there being locks in our brain and preventing us from doing certain things. And we have to break through those locks. So does the same apply for someone who would like to be a public speaker? That perhaps we have a lock in there, I don't know, a fear, and getting over them?
Yeah. We are really often thinking about what others think about us. That's a big thing. But there's a lot of tools how you can overcome the fears you might have. Thoughts, like I said, that's one really powerful tool. Also the inner speech. But when you're going on the stage, you're always a bit nervous. I'm nervous every time still. So I try to affect my feelings, you know, the mood. I'm listening good music. I'm telling some power lines to myself that you're enough, you know, you have a good point, and fantastic that if you can help people out in some cases. So I try to encourage myself before I go to.
Did you do that today before your event?
Yeah, every time. Yeah, I'm listening to music. You might even do some physical stuff like pump ups. You know, before, if you're really nervous, just before you get into the stage, you try to make yourself relaxed. And there's a lot of tools, but you just need to find those.
Did you do the same thing when you were an athlete then? Pump yourself up before a game?
Yeah, but as an athlete, the physical part, it's in it, you know. So I think this is thing I took from being an athlete to the public speaking.
And you talk about these in your speeches? These kind of like...
Yeah.
I think they're great. Not everyone does, right? I can't even get the image that you're self-critical. You're so positive. So it's definitely rubbed off. You rubbed off on yourself. Lastly, what piece of advice would you give to people aspiring to become public speakers?
That's a good question. Well, there's several things. Just think about what do you want to say, why you want to say it, and how you want to say it. These are really important questions. Make your point clear, and just watch other keynote speakers. Analyze their structure, rhythm. Maybe you find some ideas from there. And I think the most important thing is that just being you is enough.
I like that. So authenticity.
Yeah.
I'd love to ask you one more question. Yes, if there was one thing you wanted people to know about you that they don't know, what would that be?
I play guitar a bit. I've been playing since I was 13, and I'm still playing the same 4 chords, but I still do them.
I love it. See, I learned something new. Well, thank you so much for your time today. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me.